Today we're talking everything from The Pit, Season 2, Episode 6. We got blood pastries in the ER, there's no fruits or veggies in prison, and I'm never, ever going to eat a hot dog again. All that and more on another episode of Unbinged, starting now. Welcome into Unbinged, the podcast where, aggressive behavior towards podcasters is a felony, and there's a $2,000 fine and possible jail time. I'm Alfredo Brown. We got Matt Coffhammer, Jagger May with me here today. We're going to talk everything from The Pit, Season 2, Episode 6. But first, the spoiler warning.
This is your one and only warning that we're about to spoil The Pit. We're also not doctors. We're not going to sit here and break shit down. We're going to giggle and we're going to enjoy it. And you will too.
We're not doctors is understatement of the fucking century. Yes.
I'll still take a look though, you know.
That's one cough. You get one. Everybody gets one. Guys, this episode was, I think for all the funny things that happened, and I think we laughed more in this episode than we have in previous ones, but it was also, it had a full range of emotions, a full spectrum on here, where it was also one of the saddest episodes that we've encountered this season. And for me, the big thing that I pulled away from this was a lot about these doctors and these patients too, just people in general, where The Pit itself is not an inherently relatable show because there's so many things that happen in ER and to doctors that are not relatable. But a very relatable thing that happened here is people having to fight unwinnable fights. Things where they just simply get burned out and they feel like there is no end in sight, no way to win. And the only way they win is to simply just keep pushing forward. Jag, this episode, man, how relatable was this for you? Because we had Louis, Robbie, Dana, Santos, Dr. Alashimi, various patients. Everyone is fighting this fight, was fighting the fight. R.I.P. Louis.
I don't think relatable is a term that I would use for how I felt. If anything, it was contrast. Because just how different that environment working in an ER is. And particularly, I felt like this was a very Dana-centric episode to where we might not have gotten a lot of answers, but we got a lot of questions. Because we talk about the incubator, the pressure cooker that everyone's in, but it feels like everyone has their internal pressure cooker, and Dana's having that right now. And particularly with her little trainee asking her, why do you keep doing things? And everyone here going through the death of a frequent flyer. I felt like I got to know Dana a lot more personally than just the Baby Jane Doe and the accent and the one-liners. And I just wanted to know more about her. So if anything, this is like not me inserting myself in the show, but really learning these characters as like people and individuals as themselves. Like all these characters feel very alive.
I love how you put that, Jag. For me, my biggest takeaway, again, it almost seems like every episode where somebody dies in the show is just, like you said, that contrast. Whereas like I get stressed out at my job because it gets fast paced because I work in a bar. And when I watch this show, it really helps me take a step back and realize like, even at my most stressful time as a bartender, it's like it's not life or death. Like that person could wait an extra 3 minutes for a drink, they'll be fine, whereas 3 minutes in the ER can literally cost someone their life. So it just again points out that it's perspective, right? Like I think I'm getting stressed out in a certain situation, and then this really helps me take that step back and give perspective of like there are much bigger deals and much harder jobs in this world than what I'm doing. And so it gives me that perspective, and it gives me that way to just kind of overcome my own stress and be like, it's not that big a deal at the end of the day. Nobody's dying in front of me. I don't have to reach into somebody's chest and massage their heart back. So it's again, another way to just prove like, in the shit, when you're in the moment and in the shit, like everything seems life or death, but is it really? No, just keep that perspective in mind.
But I mean, you're saying the perspective thing. It is a reflective moment though, where there is relatability, right? Like that it's not life or death at work every day, right?
No.
But but there are moments here where
Feels like it.
but there are moments, right? Like where you see what Dana is going through, or you see what even, honestly, like for as kind of shitty as they have been lately, Robbie and Santos, you kind of get what they're going through too. Like there's these moments where you're just like, they're annoying, but I've also been there before where I am annoying to other people. And like, I've been there where everything kind of feels like it's just caving in on you. You're either done with the place you're in, or you're overwhelmed by all the stuff around you. No one's listening to you. No one understands. You just got to keep going forward. And that is a lot what this episode felt like. Jag, you brought up Charge Nurse Dana. And I do feel like this was a very Dana centric episode. And I like that they moved beyond her just having like funny one-liners. The scene that stood out to me is the one where what's her name, Nurse Emma, asks her, or she's talking to Nurse Emma, and Dana says that you've seen the burnout rates, right, with nurses, doctors, medical professionals, especially during and post COVID. And so then Nurse Emma asks, why do you keep coming back? Dana doesn't answer. She doesn't answer. When she's
walks
asked
away.
Yeah, when she was asked earlier, like why she came back, I think it was with Langdon. She says, "I was bored."
It's a throwaway answer,
right?
Yeah.
I was bored. Like it's a nothing burger from Nurse Dana, and for me, like I took that as almost her accepting her reality. She needs the job as much as the job needs her, and it's honestly it's kind of sad. It feels like someone who feels like she can't even make her own choices anymore. Like this is where she's stuck, and there feels like there's so much more to unpack.
It's a toxic
feels like
relationship with
Dana-
your job, almost. You know, like
Yeah.
you almost see that with why are you still with this person? Because I love them so much, and they also make me miserable, and I hate them. Yeah,
They need me.
yeah.
To me, it feels almost like she has accepted and resigned herself to being a cog in this machine. And she's not like a Dr. Al, where Dr. Al is trying to fix the broken system. She's not even Dr. Robbie, who's trying to like just circumvent the system sometimes. She is just so far in the shit that she can't even get her head out of water to realize she deserves better.
Well, she even like you notice, like I said this every episode. I was like, Dana is. Her attitude's sharper this season, you know, like just like way sharper.
The dude that grabbed Emma, you immediately see that reaction.
That was PTSD. Yes, that was PTSD, dog. Like that was like she was ready to like swing on him. And I'm not saying she's wrong at all, but the comment that really got me was Robbie was like, you know, I thought you weren't going to go above and beyond your for your patients anymore. Where she's saying, I'm just going to come in and collect that paycheck. And then when you connect to someone like a prisoner like that, where even certain impulses and habits that you have and try to repress, she's just inherently a good person that does want to go that extra mile. And you can't be I'd say like a backseat passenger to whatever chaos is going on all the time when you're in her position and you've seen the shit that she has.
I mean, as the charger, she's in the middle of the command center. Like that
She's the
place
boss.
does
She
not
runs
run
it.
without
Yeah.
her.
Yes.
Right. And I think there's a lot of times where people, they feel that responsibility, and it doesn't matter whether it's in a hospital or even just in your own household, right? Like there's parents that feel like the household won't run without them having that sort of, I don't want to say control, but being able to manage things. Like this was one of those times where even though we didn't get much from Dana, she becomes this incredibly relatable person where you just feel trapped. And what this episode did was it gave us a lot of varying spectrums of people who are fighting these fights. And Koff, as you said, there's Dr. Robbie who's trying to circumvent things. There's Dr. Al Hashimi who is still very much in her Captain America phase of like, I'm gonna do what's right no matter what and keep fighting no matter how hard it gets. Who's with me?
I could do this all day.
Yeah. Generative AI, help me, please. I want to talk more about these doctors. Before we do that, guys, please, if you're enjoying this, take a sec to like this video, comment down below. If you're listening on Apple, Spotify, 5-star reviews mean so much to us as independent podcasters. It helps us continue to grow, get in front of more eyes and ears. You guys have been doing such a great job with that. We are getting closer and closer to 100 reviews on Spotify and 50 over on Apple Podcasts. So please keep that going. Every Tuesday, we're going to be giving you guys our trending news, the headlines in movies, TV, entertainment that you guys need to know about. Every Thursday night, we're going to be covering The Pit, and then every Sunday night, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. This week's episode is a banger. I'm so excited for the finale. Oh, I've already seen it. It's so damn good. So damn good. HBO, they're cooking right now. Not going to lie. HBO's doing great things. All right. This episode is essentially kicked off because I feel like it doesn't. It yes, it starts with Dana, but really the thing that sets everything in motion in this episode is Louis's death. And Louis, I think, like I said, there's varying places on the spectrum that we see here. Louis represents the person where you wish you could change things, but maybe that person doesn't want to see that change. Jag, thoughts on Louis here with his passing, how it affected some of these other characters here?
Same, but different than Dana. Louis is a good lesson. You would think for Ogilvy if he wasn't being a fuckhead, but all these people are people, and whatever put them there, it's not on you to judge. And if anything, what put them in that position could be like really heartbreaking. Someone as kind as Louis is, to be like an alcoholic the way that he is, the only thing I think that could have done that is that tragic story of him losing a wife and
because he wasn't an angry or mean drunk.
Exactly,
He was a happy drunk.
You know, like and you know why now. Like, to me, this is, we started with that gut punch of what this show's all about, and I hate that to say that we needed such a dark moment, but we really did, to capture a lot with what we fell in love with that first season. It's just sad that it came from someone like Louis, man, because like he's your boy that comes in and is just having a good fucking time. I will ask though, do you think that him, like Robbie giving him a beer, has anything to do with anything? Like, I have nothing to. I know nothing about a pulmonary embolism. I don't even know if I said the right fucking thing that happened.
So he was gonna give him a beer, and that's when they found out he coded. So he never actually got the beer from Robbie.
Okay.
Pulmonary hemorrhage, by the way.
Okay. See, I didn't even.
And it was because his liver was shutting down, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was having to do with his liver, and then the embolism started in his lungs.
Once again,
I don't know,
spoiler
I'm not a
alert,
doctor.
we're not doctors. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I
We
was
know
just
one,
curious-
but he's too busy saving lives to hop on the pod right now.
Exactly. Like, our one doctor
So
friend is
selfish.
actually busy doctoring.
Son of a bitch.
I know,
I
it's
hope you're
bullshit.
listening, Vig.
Yeah, you can't harm
Who
us.
do you think-
We're podcasters. That's a fine. But
Yeah,
fuck you.
felony.
Who do you guys think is gonna be most affected by Louis' death? Is it gonna be Dr.
Whitaker.
Robbie? Dr. Whitaker? I think it might be Robbie, actually. I think Robbie's gonna have a brave face for a couple episodes, and then it's gonna hit him.
I think Robbie did the thing right now where he needed to be the leader of the group and say the right words, but he's already got down that crash out road without a helmet. And I think the Louis thing probably just put a little more gas in that motorcycle to keep him going down that road, because he seems so burned out, maybe isn't even the word. Dr. Robbie is a depiction. Yeah. Well, like he is a depiction of what happens when the burnout goes so long and the fight goes for so long, where you actually just change who you are. You are unrecognizable. Dr. Al-Hashimi is who Robbie was maybe day one, and Robbie is who he is now. After all these deaths, all these things he can't change. And I think he had to share who Louis was because he was the only one that even knew the backstory. And that's kind of the thing where it's almost like he got close to patients, he got close to coworkers, and every time someone dies, it hurts him that much more. And it almost feels like he wants to stop caring so it stops hurting him. Like he wants to stop feeling in this hospital because it'll make him better at his job. Like there's so many things where he's just not even a recognizable person anymore. And on the outside, it just looks like, wow, he's kind of being a selfish, abrasive dick. But that's what happens when these things change you.
Mm-hmm. I will say, I guess I felt like Robbie was stronger than what you guys are saying. Like, I wonder how many Louis that Robbie's lost, and if anything, I could be proving your point to where this could be the Louis that breaks the camel's back, you know, type thing. But like Whitaker, I feel like this is his first. You know, that's why I feel like this, like it'll be a big deal for him. So if anything, we could both be right, where, you know, we kind of see these doctors at different levels, where you brought up Al-Hashimi is Robbie in a leadership role in the beginning and where Robbie is now, but just straight up from a baby doctor of where Whitaker is to where Robbie is.
Baby Jane Doe doctor?
Huh?
Baby Jane Doe
Jane
Doctor?
Doe Doctor?
Baby Jane Doe Doctor. Yes, Baby Jane Doe Whitaker. We get to see him lose his first Robbie, and maybe they have like their father-son moment that I feel like they've been like ready to make out. This
Well,
thing.
because Robbie like
They
kind
kind
of
of had a little moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they had a little moment this episode because Whitaker, unfortunately, was one of the last people to find out about Louis, even though he was the primary on that case today. So I lean towards more Robbie just because I feel like he's at the end of his rope and he's so burned out that he is ready to collapse. And right now he's putting on a brave face because that's what he feels like he has to do. I think Whitaker is at the point now in his career where he is strong enough to handle the death of a patient. Because we've seen he lost a couple of patients in the first season. So,
But I mean, like Louis though, like
right.
like
This is-
frequent flyers.
This might be
you know,
his first major frequent flyer death,
Yeah.
which could
This
affect
one
him.
is-
But I don't know.
Sorry, this one feels different to me because of the things he said afterwards. Like, Dr. Robbie's never had to come up to Whitaker and be like, hey, let me know if you want to talk. Right? And Whitaker has the quote, even when it's not your fault, it's worse knowing there was nothing you could do. And then mentions that his uncle drank himself to death. So this one kind of stirs up the old personal dark feelings where, and then, like, honestly, I see it as a, Jack, you mentioned contrast earlier. I see it as the contrast of like Whitaker's uncle drank himself to death to the point where he says that he couldn't even recognize who he was. That's what feels like is happening with Dr. Robbie, where it's like being in the ER, riding without his motorcycle, like doing these things is almost like him drinking himself to death where he is not the same person anymore. And I think there's going to be that moment where Robbie and Whitaker are going to have that talk. And I'm so curious as to how that shakes out. Like, does Robbie have the moment where he can be the good mentor, or is he going to have the moment where he's unrecognizable? And that's the thing that makes him have to look at himself in the mirror.
Ooh,
I don't know.
good
I
point.
just know that as everyone, he needs a sabbatical, and I wish everyone around
bad.
him was better about being supportive.
Well, they're being
Even
shitty because of the motorcycle part,
I
not
know,
the sabbatical part.
and they are right. I just wish they would do a better job. And also, we haven't seen them in months, so they could have been nice about it. It's like, hey, why don't you, I don't know, go to fucking Disney World or Mexico or something like that, you know? But and now they're at the point where they're like, you're fucking stupid, Robbie, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. So
The one thing that I think is in Whitaker's favor at this point, and it's a throwaway line by Santos when she's talking to Garcia, who Garcia rejects Santos, which I think is interesting. But she mentions that Whitaker this weekend's going to go to the farm and play farmer with the widow. So I feel like that is something that grounds Whitaker and gives him an escape on like a weekly or monthly basis to where he can get away from the drama and the shit of the ER and do something a little bit more wholesome, work with his hands, work with the earth, you know, have that community with somebody who has a common interest and he probably likes a little bit. Whereas it feels like Dr. Robbie is very much like a Scrub reference is a Dr. Cox type where he goes home and just drinks and drinks and drinks and drinks. And then has no support system outside of his own fortitude. And so that's why I kind of lean towards they may have that moment where Robbie goes in with the intention of comforting Whitaker, and then it flips, where Whitaker is now comforting Robbie.
By the way, Scrubs comes out in like a week and a half. I'm really excited for that show to
Revival.
come back.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Now, Dr. Robbie is obviously sort of feels like he's at the end of his rope, but Dr. Al-Hashimi, there's a moment where the two of these doctors come together, and it's the generative AI thing, and it's how it affected Dr. Santos, where her charting and her notes are just completely shit. And Jag, you said it while we were watching. It's like Dr. Robbie's had this one in the chamber ready to go with Dr. Al. And I'm not going to lie, for my own disagreements with all the things that generative AI is used for, Dr. Al's not wrong when she said this after the fact. She's like, just because she uses it, we know that it has a margin for error. That is on Dr. Santos for not double checking her shit. Like, these are still her notes and her responsibility.
I've been the biggest defender of Santos, and to be fair, she made a mistake. And I don't think it was an intentional or laziness. She's behind. And you're a doctor. Like, there's just not a lot of room for mistakes.
No.
So, like, I I think when you install new systems, things like this are inherently going to happen. There's going to be a learning curve. Like this is going to happen probably. I wouldn't be surprised 3 more times that fucking shift. Like the way that I know that this show can go. Robbie being a huge dick about it. Robbie's just being a huge dick in general. This is where some Robbie actually genuinely pissed me off this episode. But like as soon as he heard that, he's like, "Oh, Al Hashimi." Yeah, he was ready to go. He's just so ready to say, "I told you so."
Dumbass AI fucked up again.
Yeah.
This is why, like, Dr. Robbie, I don't even think he can be in a relationship. We've been talking about all these women that he like appears to be flirting with from season 1 to season 2 to whatever. This is a man that is not stable.
Emotionally available.
Yeah, he is not. He's not emotionally stable, available. Like, he's got one job, and it's the job, and that's it. And he's so done with the job.
Yeah, he needs someone that is so. I don't even know. I don't even know what type of person he'd be good with, because they would have to be just so like. Don't even think about the job. Let's not.
Yeah,
you think so?
Yes,
like
they're the perfect yin and
him?
yang for one another.
She challenges him. She's very calm in the way that she does. Like, she's not like, if it was the archetype like Garcia and Santos, that's a divorce in like 6 months, you know. But
that's somebody getting stabbed in 6 months.
That's a have you ever heard the Marcelo Hernandez joke where he's like, my mom's Cuban and my dad's Dominican, so naturally they're divorced. Like, that's exactly what that is, man.
Yeah. Where I feel like Al Hashimi is, to use like Myers-Briggs as an example, where what is it one, like she's like a very harmonizer or whatever. Like I feel like she's very much someone who wants to bring like a peacemaker, and Robbie would be good for that. And I'm not saying like Robbie needs therapy. You don't need to go find a woman to fucking fix you. That's like
let's put that out there for everyone listening.
Yeah. Yes.
Don't find a partner to
just
get
a
fixed.
relationship.
Yes. Like just because that Al Hashimi's a good match doesn't mean Robbie doesn't have work to do, because he has a fuck ton. So.
And remember, if you're already in a relationship and it's rocky, you don't need couples therapy. Just have a baby.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Pregnancy always works.
It'll fix everything.
Works 60% of the time, every time.
Name it Baby Jane Doe. Guys, one thing I was noticing from this, and I do want to keep talking about Dr. Al, but just to like kind of wedge this in there really quick, the doctor who's sort of been, I don't want to say a throwaway, but he's just kind of like on the outskirts of the story for a little bit here, is Dr. Langdon. And I actually think it's funny to think of their relationship now where Dr. Robbie's looking down at Dr. Langdon every chance he gets. Even as Louis is dying, you see and feel that presence of disgust, animosity, whatever you want to call it, judgment. But in so many ways, and I know we're doing a lot of the dime store psychology here, but Dr. Langdon is ahead of Robbie mentally and emotionally at this point, because I know he says, I'm going through all the steps, and he tries to apologize to Dana, and Dana's like, we're good here. You can mark me off your list. But he is a lot calmer with himself. He has seemed to accepted what he did and who he wants to be. Whereas, like, I don't think Dr. Robbie even knows who he wants to be or how he affects other people.
This midlife crisis
that's therapy.
Yeah.
That's the difference in therapy. Robbie doesn't have any. Langdon went through basically 10 months of group therapy. And so he has come to grips with like his own insecurities, the things that he does wrong, the things that he messed up, the things he potentially almost lost. Like he's telling Dana how most women would have taken the kids and bolted, whereas his wife is a good woman, stayed with him and gave him that support system he needed. Because this would be a completely different character if his wife had left him and he had 10 months to stew in his own bullshit before coming back to work. So having that difference in a support system at home, B, therapy, and then C, accepting what he learned from therapy is why he's so like light years ahead of Robbie at this point, like you said, from an emotional and personal level. Whereas Robbie is still on like block one of like, I need to figure out what I want and then
I need
talk
to find
to somebody
a
about
therapist.
it. Yeah.
The role reversal here is I think impeccably done by the writing team, where Dr. Robbie is now in the Dr. Langdon sort of character, And Dr. Langdon is almost sort of like, I don't know, I don't want to push him back, but like say he's almost like into the Whitaker character, and then Whitaker is like Langdon a little bit. Like everyone's kind of played musical chairs here with like the archetype of doctors. Maybe it's Santos who's like Langdon this time around. But it's been very interesting to see how these characters have played the musical chairs. But the newest character for this season is Dr. Al, and her big thing that she talks about here is everything I've done has been an effort to improve the system. Just because it's broken doesn't mean you stop trying. And it's a beautiful sentiment. It's an incredible sentiment. I fully agree with that. But I see, yeah, I mean, I see how it affects the other people around her. And particularly like when you look at the prisoner, right, where she's trying to figure out what's going on, you can see that it's almost just whatever your predisposition to believe. Like you got Dr. King, it's like, maybe it's an intentional hunger strike. It's just something so far out of left field. I think was it Dr. McKay saying refusing food to get to, or no, it was Dr. Mohan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, saying refusing food to get to the infirmary, like that's more of like a strategic ideal, right? And then you've got Dr. Al, who's just like the system's broken. There's abuse and neglect. He's not getting the right fruits and veggies.
I mean, that's what I think it is. It's like, I think he got the shit kicked out of him, and it's just a fact that prisons are privatized and the nutrition's bad. So it's quite literally, I think, with the exception of refusing food, I think all the things are wrong where that they're bringing up, you know, like, because Robbie's like, well, I just think he was in prison, got the shit kicked out of him. Like, yes, dude. And like a normal person will bounce back. But if you're eating bread and water and fucking hot Cheetos and toilet wine forever, like you probably just don't bounce back from an ass kicking.
Yeah,
like
put some respect on Pruno. That's got fruit in it.
Oh, okay. Well,
Pruno?
I don't know what the fuck that is.
The fuck is this?
Pruno is toilet wine.
I was about to say, we're about to find out Koff's been to prison.
I was about to say, I was like, damn, Koff, you
I've
about
known
to drop
people-
some lore on me, my G?
I've known people that have been in prison.
I've been in jail for literally 10 minutes. Like I had a COVID I had like a traffic violation during COVID. They canceled court, but they didn't cancel me in like the cop system. So I got pulled over like for like some random bullshit, and then they had to arrest me, and they're like, "This is stupid. We're sorry." And they literally did all the shit, and I sat in the lobby watching The Walking Dead until like my ex came and picked me up. That's like my biggest jail experience. It's soft as shit. I'm like covered in tattoos, but I'm baby soft. I'm too pretty for that shit.
You see these hands?
No, my hands are rough, but that's gym rough, baby. You know.
But I also feel like Dr. Alashimi is a little short-sighted because she's right in the fact that like we need to do everything we can to care for this patient despite who they are. But the problem is, and this is where she butts up against Robbie, Robbie's like, look, we only have a certain number of beds. So you want us to sit here and hold an entire room for one person for the next 3 days when he's going to go right back to prison. And the same shit's gonna happen. So that's where you have to kind of have that balance where it's like, yes, we need to be compassionate. We need to do the best we can for the people in the ER as they are. But we also have to keep in mind, we're a fucking ER. We're busy.
But isn't that what happens
especially on a holiday weekend?
Isn't that what happens when you're still a little too idealistic? You're always going to be short-sighted. You're just trying to go for like, okay, what's the right thing to do? You're not thinking down the line. It's almost like when you've been broken down the way Dr. Robbie is, you become more realistic. And in a way, being more realistic sometimes is actually the bad thing because like you just stop trying to fight. Like these kind of people need to be working together where they can actually feed off of each other.
Yeah, like
and they need to compromise.
And I think what we're saying is like Al Hashimi is like Don Quixote, you know, just like the disillusioned dreamer. But I think, I don't know, like what you said, this goes back to where they're a good couple. And I don't mean that as like any like romantic, but I mean to run an ER, they're probably a very good team if like Robbie could stop being a twat for like 5 minutes, you know, and I'm not saying that Robbie's opinions don't matter, but maybe present them and try to help Al Hashimi instead of just being an obstruction for Al Hashimi.
I wonder how much of this is also non-familiarity with each other because it's the first day they work together.
Definitely that.
So
100%.
So like last episode or the episode before where Dr. Al looks at Robbie's like, why are you treating me like one of your like interns. Like I'm an attending. Like treat me like such. And so it's again, she has to demand the respect from Robbie, either because Robbie's waiting for her to prove herself to him before he gives her that benefit of the doubt, which is unfair. That is not a fair thing for Robbie to do. But I really think that's what's going to happen is she's going to do something that makes him step back and go, oh, she does know what the fuck she's talking about. And then that's going to give him a new perspective, and it's going to lead to a better relationship until the end of the shift when he supposedly leaves for 3 months.
For progress, I hope that's not how that ends up. I hope that Robbie fucks up and now Hashimi pulls him out of it, and
too.
not so much that like Robbie or I don't want Al-Shimi to do something and then Robbie is the drunken dad Tim McGraw in the stands, you know, that like finally gives her a nod. It's like, good, that'll do, pig. You know, I love that.
I think, and I kind of hope this is it. I think Dr. Langdon is the one to pull him out of it.
Ooh,
whatever it is.
I don't hate it.
Because I think it continues down that road of like fighting that fight, even when it seems like you're going to lose no matter what. Like when something is unwinnable. Man, Dr. Robbie and Dr. Al are such a good contrast. But I mean, I think it goes back to the relatable thing. Think about any time there's a new person at work that comes in guns blazing, especially in a management position, and you're just like, hate this fucking person already, right? Even if every suggestion they've made is good or everything they want to do is actually incredibly efficient, you're like, fuck you, that's not how we've done things, right?
We're going to give everyone a pay raise. Go fuck yourself.
I don't need your blood pastries.
That was so good. There's a Wienermobile outside. You want one? Nah, dog. I got plenty of hot dogs in the patient waiting. Oh.
I can't have another hot dog ever again.
Don't blame the glizzies. Come on now.
I like when he was like, "You ate 351 hot dogs."
Yes, it's so stupid.
It's like no.
I will say, the hot dog eating competitions are America's most disgusting thing. Like I genuinely feel shame as an American, and that is along with the other shames I feel as an
Japanese
American.
kid.
Is that a top American symbol?
Japanese.
In the worst way,
Nathan's
dog.
hot
Yes, it is. It's fucking. It is disgusting.
If we had to pick 3 things that represent America, is it hot dog eating
Baseball?
Competitions,
guns, not baseball.
guns? Yeah, fuck. It's not baseball.
Yeah, guns and hot dogs.
Statue of Liberty.
No, get the fuck out of here. If anything, that's a lie. Like, we hate immigrants here. It's like,
No, we didn't.
The French?
what has happened the last year that means like the Statue of Liberty? We're getting so many downvotes. If you're still here,
Koff is out here doing like the most idyllic things in America. Baseball, the Statue of Liberty, the founding fathers,
apple pie. It's just like, oh, dude. She's like, get the fuck out of here.
No, it's gambling, AI, and guns. That's
actually
what we're talking
gambling.
about.
That's the one.
Yes.
That's that.
Yes.
That's the one right there, man.
DraftKings, the NRA.
Hot dog.
Oscar Mayer
Every
Wiener.
morning I get up, I have a
Mayer.
breakfast hot dog, I place 30 bets, and I use my gun as a stylus.
Oh, fuck.
That's the
We're so
episode clip,
fucked.
by the way.
I can't believe we actually made it to 250 years old. Oh.
Statistically, we're due for a collapse after 200.
That's what happens.
What do you mean,
Oh
dude?
boy.
We
Look up history,
Doctors,
buddy.
crazy, am I right?
I want to talk about something here with Dr. Santos. It was a real throwaway moment where I think like you're made to really focus on one, how shitty she's been to Whitaker and the generative AI thing. I think this goes back to doctors and just people in general sort of losing who they are for the sake of result or the sake of just getting things done, getting to where they want to be. There's a brief moment here. Dr. Santos being given a 5-hour energy by a fellow medical professional in the ER. is the perfect imagery of how even medical professionals will have to lose themselves and do what they know is bad to their body just to get by. Like a 5-hour energy is not healthy in any fucking way. This is like
What are
the
you
doctors
talking
needing to go outside for a
I
smoke
knew
break.
Alfredo
Ingredients.
would bring this shit up, dog. I'm like,
Come on.
He's
It's got, like,
Alfredo's like,
plants
there's
and shit in it."
cancer right in the bottle. It says right here.
Am I wrong? Am I wrong?
I'm not a doctor. I don't know.
Alfredo,
fuck up, Cuff.
Alfredo runs a granola household over there.
It's
I respect
water
it.
or nothing.
I'm not hating you. I'm just saying that like this is the most Alfredo fucking like notice thing is like a 5-hour energy.
But they don't
Is this
they
where-
don't do those things on accident in this show. Like
That's true.
remember the first episode when Koff came in here, guns a blazing, oh, Dr. Robbie's not wearing a helmet, and you and I were just like,
That doesn't mean anything.
And here we are 6 episodes in, and they're like, you weren't wearing a helmet, Dr. Robbie.
Just
This
because
could be the thing.
You're
This
right.
could be the thing in episode 8 or 9. Dr. Santos is having an arrhythmia because she had a 5-hour energy after
She's got
like
the
a bunch
jitters.
of. She's got the
that
shakes.
knife. She's got a scalpel. She's like, oh no!
Gonna
I
drop it
thought
on,
there was supposed to be
on
no
Garcia's
crash
foot
later.
again. Is this where I chime in and say I have a Celsius like every day?
Buddy,
That's
I'm drinking
fine.
a Alani right now on camera.
That's fine.
And I'm going to get tattooed and immediately
water.
have pre-workout.
Hell yeah.
This is water.
If my
We're
eyeballs
doing
don't
good
vibrate, I didn't do it right.
Cough's hearing sounds and smelling colors.
It's great.
Just
That's
on a
the way we
different
live.
fucking planet at that point.
Put a clip of Robin Williams up here right now. That's the good stuff.
We got a few patients in this episode that we got the guy with the knee. He fell off his motorcycle doing a pyramid.
Motorcycle pyramid?
On the second watch,
you
I
have-
finally caught what he was doing. I was just like, what the fuck?
That
So for
is the
anyone
most midlife crisis man
Yeah.
shit ever.
I think he's
Anyone
a
that
performer,
doesn't
though.
can't. Yes, anyone, because he's in the 4th of July parade. So anyone that can't visualize it, you have a row of like 4 or 5 guys on motorcycles. Then you have people on their shoulders standing, and then you have people on their shoulders standing. And so the guy, he was at the top of the pyramid, and went oh poof and fell off like 10 feet.
And all he got was a broken leg.
Yep,
Or
'cause he was
knee?
wearing a helmet. He's wearing a helmet.
And the rest of his body.
It was fine.
All
You
right,
can fall.
bet.
You're fine. It's 10 feet.
Cool. Off a
They're probably
a
going like
moving
10
motorcycle into the
They're
street.
I
probably
was
going
gonna
like
say
10
that's
miles
some
an
white
hour.
people shit, but that was not a white dude. He was like Asian.
He was an
or
Asian
something.
man.
Yeah,
he
I
was
was
an
gonna say.
Asian
I was like,
dude.
that's wild.
That's
man.
why he was at the top of the pyramid, not at the bottom. 'Cause he
Okay,
was the
well, we'll
tiny
cut
one.
that out in post. It's like,
Jesus Christ, Cough.
Keep it in there.
Cough, you're
it in
not
there.
beating the allegations, man. Statue of Liberty. Asian people are small.
Statistically, they are.
are you going to talk about how all Cubans eat spice next, even though that's not true? That's a mistake I've made.
It's true. We're not as strong as you think.
Saison compression.
We do have sugar in everything, though.
Yeah.
We're more of a
I
sugar
love Cuban
country
food so
over
much.
here.
Oh,
90% of us have diabetes or high cholesterol or both.
we're both.
We call that the full Nelson.
You want to I'm gonna say mute yourself and get that out of there. So yeah, I mean the patients in this one, man, were I don't want to say they took a backseat to Louis and everything else going on, but we do have the patient Roxy, who's the cancer patient, who we discovered as we were watching is Popclaw from The Boys.
The boys.
Um,
Remember, kids, compound V is no good for you. Gives you cancer.
it's just 5-hour energy is compound V. I'm just gonna say it. She kind of mentions it from the other side though too. Like I actually saw this once again to go back to contrast. She says it where, yes, she is the one that is fighting a fight that's unwinnable, but also so is her husband. And it's when you have two people fighting the same fight but in different ways. She mentions how she and the kids have seen the light go out of her husband's eyes. And for us as the viewer, like we just see like a nice husband that like seems like he is just there supporting her. And I wonder what he was like prior to that. It was a really heartbreaking thing. As we were watching, I was kind of like, dog, I think she's gonna ask them to like just kill her.
She made a decision. I think.
Yeah, she wants to stay there, and I don't think it's just to like hang out. I think she's on the road to ending it.
Yep. Because
And
she's
I think a
seeing
lot
what
of
she's
that has
doing to her
to do-
husband, and she loves him. And I don't know. That's such a weird thing because like the husband obviously really loves her. That like arguably, I think this is. I'm not saying Louis isn't heartbreaking, but this is. How do you make the decision to kill yourself to like save like. Are you saving your husband or not?
Is it selfless or selfish?
That's
It's
there
a
you
little
go.
bit of
Thank
both.
you. You're saying
it's
it.
a little bit of both because she's dealing with the tremendous pain she's in. So there's the selfish part, like I want to end the pain, which totally understandable. But also I feel like she has a tremendous amount of guilt on herself because she feels like she is ruining her family's lives because she is so dependent on their care and so dependent on going to the hospital and interrupting their daily life that she probably has a tremendous amount of guilt. So for her, if she does decide to end things, like it's selfish from the pain standpoint, but she probably also thinks it's the right thing to do for her family because then she's ending the pain for them. And it might not be physical pain, but that emotional, mental pain of watching your wife, your mom, literally fade away in front of you is devastating. And so something that happens to a lot of people that have a terminal illness where it is deteriorating is they don't want their family to be around them at the last moments because they don't want their family to remember them at their weakest. They want them to remember the good times when they were still healthy and strong. And so it's just like you said, Jag, this is such an emotional patient because it's like, God, there is no right answer. There's no easy fix. And it's any decision that's made is either going to extend the pain or cause tremendous pain in the immediate aftermath. Yep. And so what do you do in that situation, right? I don't know. If I was in Roxy's position, I would probably end things myself just because I would be like, the sooner we take care of this, the sooner they can move forward and move on. But that's me.
I agree with you. Like, I think it's impossible to put ourselves in that scenario. Like, no matter how much you try, it's just fucking impossible. But I'm gonna try anyway. I think I would do it. You know, like you're going to die. You have the death doula and everything. It's happening. You're not slowing anything down.
When.
Yeah, like let's just help your husband, and then more importantly, like yes, it's gonna affect the husband, those kids that you have. Let the healing start that much faster with them. You know?
Right.
And I almost wonder too, like if you have the progressive mindset to have a death doula and to have what it seems like a very open and like loving relationship with she and her husband. I wonder how much they have talked about this, right? And does he just do the thing of like, no, you're going to be fine. Let's, let's just let's be together as long as we can. Exactly. And I do wonder about that because I think in a healthy relationship, they've probably talked about this before where she has said like, you guys will be better off not having to take care of. I'm going to bring up something that happened in real life recently. And I don't want to like, obviously this is already very sad. Like James Vanderbeek just passed, the star of Dawson's Creek. He was very young. And something that I just saw this morning before hopping on the recording here is that his family has had to start a GoFundMe because of the hospital bills and the fact that they are like, quote, without any sort of funds. And this is his wife with 6 kids. And after his multiple year battle with cancer, this is where they're at.
Now you can look at like that shit's expensive. Like even something like James fucking Vanderbeek.
That's crazy. That just goes to show how broken our medical system is. That a literal like actor who you would think would be comfortable is out of money because of the medical care they needed. And so, what does that say for someone like us, right? Just normal ass people who, if we get sick and we have an extended period of time or we need care or God forbid we die from it, where does that leave our families? Does that leave them destitute because we were trying to get healthy and the system literally drained us? Like that's fucking crazy. And that's where like seeing somebody like Dr. Al try to fight the good fight is great, but the system is so fundamentally broken that you're literally throwing like a penny in the ocean trying to hope for change.
Mm-hmm.
But that is how change happens, though. Like, if we're going to bring this back to something a little more positive, it's having a bunch of Al Hashimis that are out here fighting for change, that are fighting that, I know how corny it sounds, fighting the good fight, like trying to beat a system that is flawed and broken. Because when you get a world full of Dr. Robbies, the realists who are just like, well, he's going back to prison anyways, or everything's fucked regardless, then nothing changes, right? So, like, I think that despite the flaws with these characters, showing their differences and like how each of us have a role, whether it's the cog in the system or the person that's fighting for the change or whatever it is, like it does matter. Each of those people's works and efforts and inspirations matters a ton.
Mm-hmm.
One patient I want to bring up, I feel like a minor storyline in this episode, but we got a little bit of it, was the college student who was going through the psych eval. A little background: I studied psychology. I have a family member that had schizophrenia. So to me, everything that they're presenting feels like his manifestation of schizophrenia, and it's very common to manifest in the late teens, early 20s, especially for boys. And so you add the stress of college and studying on top of possibly a mental illness like schizophrenia manifesting, and that's why you have a student literally freaking out. And when he was talking about the voices don't want me to succeed, that felt very much like that's schizophrenia for sure. This is a beautiful mind, like part one.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get more on that one next week, I think, and it seems like they're slowly starting to slip back into some of those other storylines. Our deaf patient, Baby Jane Doe. There's there's some good connective tissue here over the season. But guys, I think that's gonna be a wrap for us. We are going to be back again Sunday night with A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, with that upcoming episode also on HBO Max. And then next week and all the way through the end of this series for The Pitt, we're going to be back every single Thursday night right after the episode airs on HBO Max. So you can come join us. Make sure you're subscribed to Unbinged. If you're listening on Apple or Spotify, leave those 5-star reviews. It means a ton. As always, I want to thank everybody for watching and listening all the way through. For myself, for Jagger, see you next time. Adios.